Empires rise not with the sound of thunder, but with whispers. Whispers of ambition, of destiny, of kings who believed the world could be ruled by one throne. But just as mountains erode and rivers change their course, every empire that rose from the dust returned to it. This is the story of how kings disappeared and how empires, once eternal, faded into memory. In the beginning, rule was simple. A man with power, land, and soldiers called himself king. From Egypt to Sumer, from the Indus to the Yellow River, kings claimed divine right. The gods themselves had chosen them to rule. Pharaohs built pyramids to touch the heavens. Mesopotamian kings carved their names into clay, declaring themselves immortal. But immortality is an illusion. Time erases even the names written in stone. The first empires, Akkad, Babylon, Assyria, fell to the same forces they once unleashed. Conquest created wealth, wealth bred corruption, and corruption invited enemies. Armies turned against their masters, peasants rebelled, and nature itself conspired against the mighty. Floods, droughts, and famine toppled thrones as easily as swords. The same pattern repeated for thousands of years. In Greece, democracy whispered against the idea of kingship. In Rome, one man's ambition turned a republic into an empire, and that empire too collapsed under its own weight. The Caesars became gods, then ghosts. The once mighty Rome fractured into pieces, its glory scattered across barbarian kingdoms and burning cities. Then came new kings. The divine right of monarchs returned with crowns of gold and crosses of faith. Medieval Europe was built upon the idea that kings ruled by heaven's command. But as centuries passed, people began to ask questions that shook the foundations of royal power. Why should one bloodline rule all others? Why should a man born in a palace have the right to rule those born in poverty? The world changed. Trade routes grew, cities expanded, and ideas spread faster than any army. The printing press, the Enlightenment, and revolutions, from France to America, declared that kings were not gods, but men. And men can bleed. They can fall. One by one, thrones were overturned. The French Revolution sent Louis XVI to the guillotine. Napoleon crowned himself emperor, but even he could not escape the fate of all conquerors. His empire burned out as fast as it rose. The 19th century saw the last great monarchies hold on to their crowns, even as the industrial world shifted beneath their feet. By the 20th century, the age of kings had become a shadow of its former self. World wars shattered dynasties. The Romanovs of Russia executed in a basement, the German Kaiser exiled, the Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires torn apart. The world no longer believed in divine kingship. Instead, it turned to nations, to ideologies, to flags and constitutions. But even without kings, the empire never truly died. It simply changed its face. Now, empires wear the mask of corporations, of global powers, of influence and information. The thrones are made of glass and steel, not gold. The crowns are invisible, but the power remains. So how did the kings disappear? Not by sword, not by fire, but by evolution. Humanity outgrew them. The belief that one man could hold the destiny of millions became impossible in a world where every voice demanded to be heard. The fall of kings was not just a political shift. It was a transformation of the human spirit.